So the next topic we will solve the question from the same topic, accounting equation. So see the question and then we will solve it. So question is, what will be the effect of the accounting equation of the following transactions? Transaction number 1 is Harish started business with cash rupees 1,80,000. So what we do, you write the transaction first over here. Harish is the proprietor. Harish started. Write the full sentence. With a cash of rupees 1,80,000, so 1,80,000 in the cash column and in the capital 1,80,000, because Harish has given 1,80,000 as capital into the business. So this is the first transaction whose effect in accounting equation is asset side cash 1,80,000 and the capital side 1,80,000. Next is purchase goods for cash. So we'll write the second transaction. This one is the first transaction, purchased goods. So write the transaction completely. For goods rupees 60,000 and credit rupees 30,000. So purchase goods for cash. So cash will reduce by 60,000. Cash goes out from the business and on credit rupees 30,000. Credit rupees 30,000. It means creditor will increase by 30 and total 90,000 goods will come into the business. So stock will increase by 90,000. Cash will decrease by 60, stock will increase by 90 and creditors will increase by 30 because goods is purchased on credit. So the new equation after this transaction, after the second transaction is 1,20,000 cash, 90 is your stock, 30 is your creditors and 1,80,000 is the capital. Now third transaction, come to the transaction number 3. Sold goods for cash costing rupees 24,000. So cost of the goods is 24 and it is sold for rupees 40,000. Sold for cash. Goods costing 24, sold for 40, it means 16,000 is the profit on sale. 16,000 is the profit on sale. So when the goods is sold, we'll write this transaction over here in the transaction column. Sold goods for cash, we'll write it in detail. The complete transaction for cash rupees 40,000. So cash will increase by 40,000. Stock will decrease by 24,000 because goods goes out from the business and the profit increase your capital. Profit amount will increase the capital of the business, because profit directly transferred to the proprietor, the owner of the business, that is Hari. Capital represent the Hari. So after this transaction, 1,60,000 is your cash, 66,000 is your stock, 30 is your creditors as it is, and 1,96,000 is your capital after adding 16,000 profit. So new equation after the third transaction. New equation after the third transaction. Now come to the fourth transaction. Rent paid rupees. Rent paid rupees 5,000 and thereafter rent outstanding rupees 2,000. Rent paid rupees 5,000 and I'm going to write the full sentence, and rent outstanding rupees 2,000. So total rent is 5,000 rent which is paid and the 2,000 which is not paid, but both are the expense, and because of these the profit will decrease by 7,000. Because of this revenue expense the profit will decrease by 7,000. It means this will affect in our capital will reduce by 7,000. 5,000 rent is paid, so 5,000 cash will be deducted from this 1,60,000. The cash will be deducted, and rent is outstanding. This becomes a liability. Rent outstanding is 2,000. Rent outstanding is 2,000. Okay, rent outstanding is 2,000. So this is the effect of this transaction. Now here it is 1,55,000 after deduction of 5,000. It is as it is 60. It is as it is 30. It is 2,000. The new liability has created outstanding expenses, and here it is 1,89,000. After deduction 1,89,000. New equation after the fourth transaction. Now fifth transaction. Come to the fifth. Sold goods on credit. Sold goods on credit. Write the full sentence. Sold goods on credit costing rupees 38,000 for rupees 50,000. It means there is a profit of 12,000 is the profit by the sale of goods. But these goods are sold on credit, so no effect on cash because goods sold on credit. 38,000 will be deducted from the stock because goods goes out from the business, and it is sold on credit, so debtor will increase by 50,000. Your debtors account will increase by 50,000, and the profit will be transferred to capital account. By the amount of this profit the capital balance will increase. So after these transactions the equation is 1,55,000 is your cash, 28,000 is your stock after deduction of 38, 50 is as it is your debtors, 30 is your creditors, 2,000 is your outstanding expenses, and by the amount of profit the capital is increased by 12,000. Now it is 2,01,000. New equation after the fifth transaction. Now come to the sixth transaction. Number 6. Salary paid in advance. Salary paid in advance. Paid in advance. When we do the payment in advance, our cash balance will decrease by 3,000, and there is assets will create, prepaid expenses will increase by 3,000. Prepaid expense is our assets. Expenses paid in advance is our assets, but on the same time another assets cash will decrease by 3,000, another assets will increase by 3,000. There will be no effect in the liability side. So final equation after this transaction is final equation after this transaction 1,52,000 is your cash, 28,000 is your stock, debtors is 50, it is 3 prepaid, 30,000 is your creditors, 2,000 is your outstanding expenses, and 2,01,000 is your capital. Is it clear? Now, thereafter I am going to prepare a balance sheet. From the last equation, balance of this amount, final balance of this equation, I am going to prepare the balance sheet. Okay, balance sheet. The balance sheet total must be equal. The balance sheet total must be equal. So balance sheet from the final figure, balance sheet from the final figure, balance sheet. You know this side, which side is assets and which side is liability. This side is your liabilities and this side is your assets. Okay. So liability means both capital and liability. So capital is capital, final figure of capital is 2,01,000. This one. Your creditors is 30,000 is your creditors, and outstanding expenses is 2,000. This one is capital, this one is outstanding expense, this one is creditors. Now come to the asset side. First one is your balance of cash. Cash balance was 1,52,000. Thereafter the figure was stock 28, this one 28, this figure. Thereafter debtors, this figure 50, and thereafter prepaid expenses, this is 3,000. So both side total must be equal. This side is your 333, 2,33,000, 0,003,3, 2,33,000. So both sides of the balance sheet must be equal. So effect always be equal. Capital plus liability is equal to assets, or you can say assets is equal to capital plus liability. So once again, I am going to explain in short, in brief, going to explain briefly the accounting equations. Once again, as I said, the assets of the business must be equal to your capital plus liability. This must be equal. It means these assets which the business acquired may be from the amount of this capital, maybe from the liability, or maybe from the both capital and liability. So the assets, what the assets business has, these assets are acquired by the business, backup by the business, either from the capital amount, means proprietors fund, or maybe from the liability, means external liability amount, or maybe from both. For instance, building is one of the assets. Building is 1 lakh. This building may be purchased by the business from the capital amount, maybe from the liability, external liability, or maybe from both. If it is only from capital, then it means that in this building the owner's fund is utilized. If this 1 lakh is from the external liability only, it means to purchase this building, the company take the loan from the outsiders, okay, from the bank, from the financial institutions, okay. But sometime maybe from some part, maybe from the capital, and some part maybe from this. Suppose this 1 lakh, maybe 60,000 from the capital, or maybe 40,000 from the external liability. It may be like this. 1 lakh building which is purchased, 1 lakh from, out of this 1 lakh, 60,000 is from capital, 40,000 from the external liability. This is external liability, means bank loan from the financial institutions, suppliers, like that, creditors, bills payable. It may be only from the capital, nothing from the liability. It may be only from the external liability, nothing from the capital, no amount is taken from capital, this 1 lakh only from the external liability. So it may be from the capital, owner's fund, it may be from the external fund, or it may be both proportionately, whatever the proportion may be. Maybe 90,000 from capital, 10,000 from the external liability, maybe then 10,000 from capital, 90,000 from the external liability. So accounting equation says that whatever the assets we have, that assets is purchased or acquired by the business from the external liability or from the internal liability, which is known as capital. That's why every debit have a corresponding credit with the same amount. This is the base of our accounting. Dual aspect concept is the base of our accounting. It is the main base of our accounting, dual aspect. That's why our system is called double entry system, that every debit have a corresponding credit with the same amount. Okay. If the capital is assets is 5 lakhs, this side assets total is 5 lakhs, this may be capital is 2 lakhs and external liability is 3 lakhs. This may be the equations. This may be the, okay, maybe the 5 lakhs is the assets, 5 lakhs is the capital, and there is no external liability. Maybe 5 lakh is the assets, 1 lakh is the capital, and 4 lakh is the external liability. It may be like this. Whatever it may be, but both sides must be equal. Both sides of this accounting equation must be equal, just like a balancing equipment, just like a balancing equipment, just like a balancing equipment, just like a balancing equipment. Both sides must be equal. Okay, both sides must be equal. So this side is your asset, suppose this side is your asset, so this side is your capital plus liability. Both must be equal after the effect of every transactions. No transaction in the business where the equation is disbalanced or not agree. Every time equation will be equal, every time. Okay.